Okay, so today is a focus on the back. So we're going to, I think, begin this morning with sun salutations, which overall is a really good practice. I recommend that, and I used to do this myself, in a day that you can't fit in a practice, rather than have no physical yoga in the day. Uh, 5 minutes of sun salutations, 10 minutes or 15 minutes in itself, it's a really great activity. It gets heart rate up, so it has that aerobic component. It works with the spine in really important ways, and sun salutation B in particular gets more movement in the body. So maybe we'll work through that one a little bit today as we also focus on the back. But we're going to start off in seated. So let's find our way there. And always beginning our practice by getting quiet in the mind as best as we can, quieter in the body. And then doing our best here to find a sense of neutrality and as much as we can. And that is often by taking the attention, bringing it to something. We'll bring that attention to the breath. Watch the breath. Sense the heart beating. Just focus on the experience of being in this body at this time. And let's feel a connection to this body and a sense of gratitude for this body. As imperfect as it may be, we do our best to take care of it and keep it in tip-top shape, best condition possible. So let's shift at this time into Ujjayi Pranayama, victorious breath. Inhale through the nose and fill. Open the mouth, fog out. Go all the way to the belly, contract the belly. Inhale through the mouth, fogging in. Close the mouth, exhale through the nostrils. And be with the breath as it rises from belly to collarbone, as it falls from collarbone to belly in a very clearly regulated way. And it's all coming from your willpower. Okay, at this time let's start to move the body. Drop the chin to the chest, shake the head out a little, and then we'll start to circle the head or sway the head, just some nice motion to loosen up through the neck. Over to the other side. And then what we'll do is let the head drop, release the head, lift the head to center, and now we'll just move through the trunk a little bit. So you can take hands to hips, or maybe take yoga mudra, so hands go behind and you hold one wrist with the opposite fingers. And then we're just going to circle the trunk so that we can loosen up a little bit in the low back. and in the waist, and in the rib cage. Now before we go to the other side, come to center and switch the order of the ankles so you can be even. And you can be doing this sitting on something to elevate the hips. And then we'll go ahead and rotate the other way. Now, I forgot to mention, switch the order of the hands as well so you can feel that evenness. And then we'll go ahead and find center to shift into table posture, hands and knees. And here, a little bit more loosening up of the back of the spine. Inhale, belly relaxing, head lifts, tailbone lifts into cow posture. Exhale, pull the belly in as you empty the lungs, head down. Just a few of these. Coming to neutral spine and then finding C shapes. So tailbone and head shift in the same direction. So both to the right and to center and to the left. Center, right. Now we're going to come to center and find circles with the hips. So we'll get a little more movement and a sense of opening and relaxing, so that even when we're active in our postures, we aren't creating tension, but we have this sense of relaxation coming into it, or sense of, I don't know, softness, lack of tension. Rotate the other way if you haven't begun that already. And then from here, we'll be finding downward facing dog. So you can take the hands a step forward, roll over the toes, lift the knees, take the hips back. A little bit of motion here. Let's take a leg up, doesn't matter which. Just separate the feet and then lower that leg, switch. Lower this leg again. So feeling what muscles are activating as you lift the leg in this position and then lowering. Lifting a leg and then lowering. Let's say one more set. And then we'll have the feet down, look forward, bend the knees, float the feet forward. You could step, walk, maybe jump. Right into a forward fold. A few times, inhale, come up halfway, take the arms out to the side, squeeze the shoulders back, exhale, lower down, and then we'll take a few more of these. Inhaling halfway, coordinating breath and movement now. Exhaling, releasing. This is going to help loosen up the back of the legs now. So as you're coming up halfway, you're lifting the head, shifting to look forward, and then exhale, lower. If you're really tight in the back of the legs, you will bend the knees and take the arms out, so that if you notice, you can just look this way, that the back is flat and it's parallel to the floor. Now the next time you come up halfway, we'll rise all the way up to standing. Reach the arms up. Exhale, palms together, thumbs to the heart center. A few deep breaths. So we're going to incorporate side bends into our sun salutations today. Clearing breath first. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale, take the arms upwards. Exhale, bend to the right. You might hold the left wrist with the right fingers. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side, left fingers to right wrist. Pull the arm up and over. Inhale, come to center. Look up, engage the thighs and the glutes. Maybe even lift the toes. And then exhale, fold forward over the legs. So here we'll take a vinyasa. Coming up halfway. Exhale, hands down, float the feet back, lower. This is Sun Salutation A, Surya Namaskara Ka. Come into a back bend, tops of the feet down, maybe hips up for upward facing dog or down for cobra. And then just right from there, roll over the toes and lift the hips. About 5 breaths. Remembering you can always shift into child's posture or heart chakra posture, whatever feels right to you instead of this. And if you have wrist issues, a dolphin posture is a good alternative. Let's look forward, bend the knees, and then float the feet forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, lower. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, Samastitihi, palms together, thumbs to the heart center. So that was Sun Salutation A. Now we're going to practice with letter B for a few cycles. So bring the big toes together, the heels apart. Hands can stay together. Bend the knees and begin to take the weight back towards the heels. Lift the toes. Now start to pull the pelvis in. Take the shoulders back, down. Bring the arms down, out to the sides, and then upwards. And begin to look upwards. You can settle the toes down. See if you can hide the upper arms away from your peripheral vision. Next, exhale, fold forward over straight legs. So you can straighten first, take the arms out to the sides, and then lower all the way down. Gaze past the knees, a couple deep breaths. So we'll go slowly at first. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands down, float back, lower. Inhale, find a back bend. Now let's linger in the back bend for a moment. So hips up for our upward facing dog or hips down for cobra. Now if you're going to come into from cobra into downward facing dog, then you lift the hips, send them back, roll over the toes, and then lift the hips again. Otherwise, if you're an up dog, roll over the toes, send the hips back. From here today, we'll inhale, lift the right leg as we did before. And then exhale, plant the right foot between the hands. Pivot the left heel down, lunging into the right knee, rise up, warrior A. So this is one that I think it was last week. This was, we were practicing this. Oh, we used a chair last week, didn't we? You can have a block to the heel if it's hard for you to get the heel down because you're tight in the back of the body. So usually low back issues is going to be coinciding with tightness in the back of the legs. So this can help so that you can still settle the heel down and press it down, but have a little bit of a wedge there, some support. Next, exhale, bring the hands down around the right foot. Step back to plank. Exhale, lower. Find a back bend, nice back strengthener. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then from here, we'll inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, left foot between the hands. So again, I just want to kind of see how this works. Maybe set up a block. And then lunging into the left knee, arms reach up. Another full breath. Exhale, bring the hands down. This time we're going to hold plank posture for a moment. It's a little stronger practice today for our good back practice. So right here, we're pulling the pelvis in, squeezing the shoulders back, strengthening the core, which is wrapping. It's not just in the front, right? It's in the side bodies and the low back. That whole section is really, really important. Take 3 more deep breaths. You can always settle the knee down if this is too intense. The hips are as high as the heart. Okay, and you can bring the knees down if needed. Exhale, lower down. Elbows bending and on top of the wrists. And then find your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog, or if you need to get off the hands, child's posture. I'm going to go into child's posture because I can feel that my breath is a little compromised here. Two more breaths. And now from downward facing dog, we'll float the feet forward to the top of the mat. Bring the big toes together, heels apart. Come up halfway, arms out to the sides, maybe. Exhale, release down, bend the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. This is Utkatasana, chair posture or fierce posture. To me, feels a little bit better. Take the eyes upwards. And then we'll straighten the legs, bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Another 2 breaths here. I think we're going to take 2 more cycles. So that was a slower one, focusing on holding some postures to build strength and flexibility. And now we'll go a little bit more according to the breath. So take a big inhalation, and on the exhalation, bend the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. Let's add a twist today. Exhale, twist to the right, left arm forward, right arm behind, gaze past the right thumb. Circle the arm down, forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Circle the arm down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward over straight legs. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, we take another vinyasa here. And remember, we're going to pay attention to the elbows. So the elbows are going to stay over the wrists. So as you exhale, just bend the elbows. That means they won't jut out to the sides and they won't go behind the wrists. Come into your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, right foot between the hands. Left heel presses down. Inhale, reach the arms up. On the exhale, bring the hands down. Lift the foot, step it back, lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot plants forward. Right heel down, inhale, arms up. Exhaling, hands down, lift the left foot, step it back, lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. We're going to go through this one more time. Look forward, bend the knees, float forward. Big toes together. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower, bend the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, standing tall, Samastitihi, palms together, thumbs in towards the heart center. Deep breath in. On the exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist and open to the right. Inhaling center. See if you can sink a little lower now. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, fold forward over the straight legs, or maybe bent. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plank posture. lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right foot between the hands, left heel down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands down. Lift the foot, step it back. Lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up. Exhale, left foot between the hands, right heel down. Rise. Exhale, hands down. Lift the foot, step it back. Lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. Now pull the low belly up, softening it, drawing it in. Look forward, float forward, big toes together. Inhale halfway, exhale release, bend the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Hands in. Couple deep breaths. We're going to isolate the attention to the neck at this time, and just standing as you are, going to take chin tucks. So bring the chin forward so you can see what happens to the neck when you bring the chin forward, and then draw the chin in. Feel the neck get long. Chin forward, chin in. This is strengthening the neck, back of the neck. Take a few more. Okay, and then find the chin slightly in, not too far in, just in the center there. We're going to open up to a strong T and have blocks around if you think you might be using them. Not necessary, but we're going to be shifting from a warrior B, which we've been in today, to a triangle posture. So once you have this nice wide stance, check in and see what it feels like. Maybe really focus on taking the arms back. Next inhale, reach the arms up. Now before we go into what I just named, we're going to find a goddess posture. So take the toes and point them out. And then as you exhale, bend the knees and also bend the arms. Let the palms face forward. Now bring your attention to the hands and either keep the fingers glued to each other for fearlessness hand gesture, or you can go into knowledge hand gesture, which is thumb and first finger together. And we're going to be here for 10 breaths, so just focus on the breath, the sensations, and the meaning of the hand gesture. All right, sink a little bit lower and take about 4 breaths. Straighten the legs. Let the toes face inward now. Reach the arms upwards. Exhale the hands behind. Interlace the fingers. Squeeze the shoulders back. Look up. Exhale, fold. From here, release the arms. Now, if you have blocks, grab the blocks. And what we're going to do is first find a wide leg downward facing dog. So you're going to walk hands forward, maybe without the blocks. Then check out with the blocks if you have them. See which one feels better for you at this time. Find as much extension through the arms as you can, but keep the weight in the legs. Keep the palms down. Give the head a little bit of movement. And just release the head. So open the eyes if they're closed for a moment and just play around with the vision. So focus on something behind you. Now unfocus the eyes and watch that item that you were looking at blur. Maybe even see multiple of those. We want to keep the vision blurred. Otherwise, if we're looking at things around us and focused on them, the mind is going to be circling around those items, looking at them and entertaining and thinking and shifting away from this practice and this being very present in the experience of the body. Now we're going to start to come back, and if you've got the blocks, bring them close enough to the feet. Come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, rise up to standing. Bring the arms to a T and then pivot the feet, the right foot to face forward. The left foot can stay facing left side of the mat. Lunge into the right knee. Now, you'll notice that the body, the trunk, is going to get lazy and it's going to start leaning forward over the right leg. So feel like somebody is pulling your left arm back and the trunk lifts as a result. We kind of focused on that a little yesterday. Keep the shoulders back, draw the shoulders down the back. Gaze past the right fingertips for 4 more deep breaths. Maybe sink a little deeper. Level the arms. And we'll inhale, straighten the right leg. From here, we're coming into extended triangle posture. So legs stay straight, arms stay straight. Reach out with the right arm. Now the trunk goes over the right leg. Take the right hand to the right leg, maybe the inside of the leg, and then reach the left arm up. Maybe keep the head neutral or look up past the left hand or move the head side to side. So if the trunk started to move away from the right leg towards the left, then you'll keep the hand towards the thigh. If you have space, you might take the hand to the block, preferably to the outside of the leg, but you can go to the inside of the leg. Now I have my own back issues, so I have found triangle posture to be really helpful. So if you notice, just pay attention to what's active here and what's stretching here. So we'll say, what's contracting? And where do you feel a stretch? Maybe 2 more breaths, perhaps you can get a little deeper. And we'll look down at the right foot. Inhale, rise up to standing, arms to a T. Come to star posture. Release the arms for a moment. Just notice the left side of the back, right side of the back, left side body, right side body, back of the legs, the left, the right, the shoulders, arms. How do they feel in comparison to each other? And then we'll shift so that we can come into warrior B on the left. So pivot the left toes to face the back of the mat. Lunge into the left knee. Bring the arms to a T. And notice, again, if it feels like trunk kind of wants to go over the left leg, feel like someone's pulling the right arm back. Turn the head to look past the left fingertips. Keep the shoulders back and down. Pull the pelvis in. Focus on the activity here. Focus on the other side of that, the lengthening. Contraction, maybe deepening that contraction, so sinking into the left knee. Another 2 breaths. We're going to straighten the left leg, and here we go into our extended triangle posture. So reach out with the left arm. Trunk goes over the leg now and stays over the leg. Left arm down, right arm up. And seeing what works for you. So as long as you have the trunk over that left leg and the legs are straight, then that's a pretty good frame there. Deep breaths. Maybe you can get a little deeper, and then we're here for 2 more breaths. We'll look down at the left foot. Inhale, rise up to standing, arms to a T. Exhale, hands to hips, look upwards. Exhale, fold forward. Now we're going to return to a wide leg, downward facing dog. So maybe you're going to find your blocks and walk the hands forward. Find good extension. Feel like somebody's pulling the hips back. And maybe somebody else is kind of pulling the wrists forward. About 2 more breaths. And we'll walk the hands in, come up halfway, bring hands to hips, rise up to standing, and then we'll heel toe the feet closer together, and then step forward to the top of the mat. And bring the palms together. Couple deep breaths. Okay, so we're going to balance a little bit today. We're going to come into Yesterday, and a couple of you that are here, I know that you were here yesterday, so it's kind of nice because I'm building on yesterday. We're going to come into single-legged chair posture, but you can find a wall if needed. Another option is to have blocks close by and try something a little different. So from here, let's go ahead and we can just bring hands to hips and then shift the weight over. I'll go into a mirror image. Shift the weight over to the left leg, bend that knee, and then bring the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Flex the right foot and then bend into the knee. Now you can bring hands together and stay right here. So if this is too much, you can go towards a surface behind you that's stable and have your bottom towards that. So if you feel like you can go a little deeper, sink in further into this bent standing leg. And if you feel like you can go further, we're going to bring the hands down actually to blocks, books. Maybe you can get down to the floor, but just kind of check in and see. You're going to be stretching the hip as you're strengthening the other. So top leg, you're stretching that hip while that standing leg is strengthening. Using the glutes is really, really important to protect the back. So let's take about 3 more deep breaths. And we're going to start to come out of this. Reversing out, stepping the foot down, and then switching. So I'm going to face you again. So we had right foot on top. Now we'll go ahead and bring the left foot on top. So shift the weight over to the right leg, left ankle on top of right thigh, bend into the knee, standing knee, left foot is flexed, and begin to sink. And again, maybe you're able to take hands down so that becomes less balancing, but you still have that benefit of strengthening. And you can play around with this. So, maybe take the arms out and then let them come back to take the hands back to the blocks. And this balancing action really requires such sharp focus of the mind. Precision in the breath. About 3 more breaths. So almost there. We'll start to reverse out of this. From here, standing, we're going to come all the way down to the back. So however you get there, have blocks handy. We are going to use those for some bridge postures, but you don't have to. This is a really nice release for the back. So first, let's take the knees into the chest. Maybe rock a little side to side. Move the head as well. Maybe taking the head in the opposite direction of the knees. We'll take a little bit of a twist now. So bringing knees center, arms to a T, float the knees over to the right, turning the head to the left. Knees to center and to the left, head to the right. And then we're going to bring the knees to center and bring a block underneath the sacrum, the bony part between the flesh of the bottom and the low back. And so once you have that, you can kind of release and relax the hips for a moment, relax the pelvis. Now you might lift the hips and then take the block to the second level. So if you're not working with the block, you could just go up into a bridge posture and take a few breaths there as we're going through this, and then take a rest and begin again. Now go ahead and see if you can lift the hips and maybe even the heels and get to the third level of the block. So with one block, it's less stable for us to take legs up and things like that. So we aren't going to do that. 2 blocks are always good because they provide a little bit more stability, but we'll just stick with the one today. Let the hips get a little heavier. And we'll lower to the second level, to the first level, and release the block all together. Okay, take the arms behind, the legs forward. Find some length. And then we'll be rising up to set up a block underneath the upper back. So we've done this before. If you don't have a pillow or sturdy blankets where you could put them underneath the upper back, then you're going to come into Utthana Padasana. So you'll basically be rooting into the elbows, lifting the back, and letting the head come back. You might bring the back of the head to the top of the head to the mat. Otherwise, much more helpful if you have something that you can put. Let's see, which one do I want to do here? Right above, it's below the neck. It's around where the shoulder blades are. And then just taking the arms and reaching them back, or letting them bend with the hands behind the head. So if you do one of these, you're going to feel the armpit stretching. But just elevating the upper back somewhat here, so we can just get a nice gentle back bend in. And also be focused on the arms. Opening the chest. Another deep breath. And then we'll be rising to come up to seated, opening the knees and bringing the soles of the feet together. Lower the chin to the chest and begin to round the back. You can sit on top of something if you need to elevate so that the knees aren't up here. So if my knees are here, I don't feel much in my back at all. So sitting on something is going to help the knees drop a little bit more naturally, and then you can fold. Let's find a nice clearing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and see if you can pull this upper body down a little bit. So maybe using the hands to the feet, or maybe tucking forearms under the lower legs. Nice deep breath. And then inhale, rise. Take the left leg forward, right foot to the thigh. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Hands somewhere to the leg. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. Maybe grabbing a strap and using it. And we're just here just for a moment, so about 3 breaths. Actually, let's add to this. So we're going to weave the left arm underneath the right arm over to the right leg, or let's say the thigh or the knee. And this way we'll get lots of good extension in some areas we've been working on today. So then maybe folding into this left leg a little deeper. Check in and see if maybe from this right hand all the way to the right side of the back, all the way down towards the lower back, you could feel a nice opening there, while the left shoulder is opening in the back of it. And release the left arm, fold into this leg, and then we'll rise. Switching. Right leg extended, left foot to thigh. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold in. We're just about ready to rest. Let's go ahead and weave this right arm underneath the left. Find that left upper leg or knee. And then folding here. This left hand might come to the outside of the right leg. Maybe the foot. Feeling all the way from the left hand down to the left lower back. And release the right arm, fold into this right leg, and rise. Hopefully you notice a big change after you do that crisscross with the arms. Sit up nice and tall. Just find a little bit of a back bend here, hands to knees, arching the back, shoulders back, and then neutral spine. Let's work with the neck again. Chin to chest, shake the head out. Circle the head. Chin to chest, circle the other way. I don't know, I don't feel like stopping today. I want to go another 15 minutes. Drop the chin to the chest, shake the head out, bring the head to center. Tilt the head to the left, roll the shoulder, right shoulder down. Couple deep breaths. I was all tensed up yesterday, doing my best not to be. But I had 4 fillings I had to get done at the dentist. 4. And I hadn't had cavities apparently for like at least 7 years, but that created a lot of tension. Let's bring the head to center, tilt to the other side. As much as I was trying to counteract it, I could feel the effects of it today. And dropping the left shoulder as you tilt the head to the right. Bring the head to center. Move around and just see. Maybe you'd like a seated spinal twist or reclining spinal twist. Their twists help neutralize the spine, and all around we're trying to neutralize the body, the mind. And then we're setting up to rest. So when you're ready, see if you want to rest with anything behind the back to help open up the chest a little bit more, or if you're just ready to lie on the back or the side. And then begin to release. Relax. Stop controlling the body. Loosen up the hands. Loosen up the ankles, the feet. Loosen up in the legs and the glutes and the belly and the low back. Loosen up through the rib cage, the mid back. Loosen up in the chest, the collarbone, the upper back. Loosen up in the neck, all around the neck. Loosen up in the face. Loosen up in the ears and the eyes and the nose and the mouth. Loosen up in the head, the scalp, the base of the skull. Releasing completely. So on your own, before you begin to really move or do anything, on your own you're going to hear the sinking bowls sound, and with every gentle strike, let your attention move from one place until you hear the next chime to another, little by little, so that you're waking up. Just as we always do when we're coming out of Shavasana, step by step. And begin to find your way to seated if you haven't already made it there. We'll finish our practice the way that we started, sitting tall, paying attention to the state of mind that we're in, paying attention to the state of the body, and the state of the mind and body in relation to each other. And then we'll seal our practice with the sound of Om. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. Namaste. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope your backs feel good and better than before maybe, or stronger, or whatever it is. I will see you soon. Take care.